Hey everyone, my name is Steven. Welcome to Words for Life. Today, our topic is going to be how hybrid work has tanked work life balance and what we can do to take back control. So, with the various events of people working from home from COVID or from other requirements for their company, many people have the unfortunate experience of finding their work life balance being some destroyed and some blurred. What has happened is that many of us start work as soon as we roll out of bed. We hop on our computers and check our email, and suddenly we are right into the workday. Little time for family, coffee, breakfast, even in some cases, or even the exercise that we used to do when we had more of a schedule. Others, it's the once they're working and they are just trying to finish up one more thing at the end of the day, or they get one more text or email or instant message from a coworker that then continues past the normal hours they would have said, hey, I've got to go beat traffic, or I've got to go do X, Y, and Z. I have to be home for my kids getting off school, whatever might have been the case, that helped them create that break at the end of the day. Many people, and I found myself included, are blending that after work to the evening hours of trying to maintain that work life balance. The computer never really goes off. The phone is still there answering emails, and there breaks that delineation between being working and being done with work. Has this recently happened to you with your hybrid balance? Do you feel like you're having difficulty regaining the balance that you once had when you needed to drive into work or to be at a certain place at a certain time? Today, we're going to talk about how we can stop that. How do we make the change for ourselves to give our work-life balance a chance again, to regain control of that work-life balance? And maybe if you didn't have it before, you can use this podcast to inspire you to start some work-life balance. So first we'll talk about in the mornings. So when you wake up and you roll out of bed and the first thing you do is check your email. Well, stop that. Your work will be there when you get there. It doesn't have to start as soon as you get out of bed. There's very few things that are as pressing that they need to be answered immediately when you get out of bed. So try this instead. Instead of going and immediately checking your work email or turning on your computer, go check the news. Go for a walk around the block, depending on what time you wake up. Might be light enough to do that, but do something different. Go cook yourself breakfast. Spend time to do that. Maybe if you woke up early enough, read a book. Take a few moments to educate yourself. Do something different, unrelated to work or related to work if you want to, but try not to do work. By changing the activity you start with in the morning, then you are less focused on starting your day and starting work and more focused on that other activity. Now, obviously, don't be late for work. You don't want that. You shouldn't have a reason for being late to work, but try starting with something different so that way you tell yourself, okay, I am going to start my day for work at 8 a.m. I have a meeting. I will be present and available for that meeting, but all the time prior to that is for me and my family and whatever else I want to take care of outside of work in the morning. So that talks about the beginning of the day. Now let's talk about the end of the day. It is very easy to get caught up in emails and IMs and text messages if that's what is your way of communication with your work as well. So the important thing is to go and delineate when you have an end of a day. Now, bleeding time, going from like 5 to 5:15, okay, but set yourself a calendar invite if you need to be like, okay, at this time every day, I have an appointment. Doesn't matter what that appointment is, but I have that appointment and I need to make that appointment. Nobody has to know what that appointment is. That could be for you to help establish that balance to say, okay, I'm going to end work at this time. Now, there are escalations that might bleed into that, but try and make those few and far between. Try and stick to that appointment that you set for yourself so that way you can create that cut in the day to say, okay, I've got an appointment outside of work that I need to go to. You might even try actually making yourself an appointment, whether it be taking your kid to a specific park at a specific time that you promised, or whether it is going and having an interaction with friends outside of work or even coworkers, but outside of work at a location at a certain time. By setting something to get yourself away from work that allows you to create that stop or that cut in the day, and then you can go and do the other activities you want. That might even be doing something such as like scheduling a workout class that you have to go attend that you're paying for. There's that little bit of incentive to go and do that because you're paying for it if you need that additional one. The most important thing is give yourself an opportunity to break away and have that cut in the day. Some people find it easier rather than saying, hey, this is the end of the day, I need to move on, to say, hey, I've got an appointment and I need to go and take care of this appointment. Very few people will probably push back and be like, well, what is this appointment? One, it isn't really necessarily their business to know what that appointment is. That is your own appointment. You're welcome to tell them what it is or not. You might even share with them the insight you've gained by setting that appointment to yourself, because they might also have a similar issue. But the important thing is to try and stick to that as much as possible. These are my recommendations for trying to regain control over the work-life balance. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope this will help people regain control of their work-life balance in this hybrid world. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next episode. Thank you, and have a great day.